Once upon a time, in a kingdom where spring never faded and the rivers sang to the sky, there lived a kind and gentle princess named Elara. She was beloved by all, not for riches or royal power, but for the songs she sang, soft, lilting melodies that made even the wildest animals pause to listen. Elara's mother, Queen Seraphine, was just as beloved. But one day, during a visit to the forest, she pricked her finger on the thorn of a strange silver plant, the moonflower. Within hours, she fell into a deep, unshakable sleep. No healer, sage, or spellcaster in the land could wake her. The palace grieved. Yet in the middle of the queen's stillness, Elara discovered an old legend: the moonflower sleeps the soul, but one silver tear from its midnight bloom may wake it. The moonflower, it was said, only bloomed once every 100 years, at the very top of Mount Ether, under a full moon. "I will find it," Elara declared. Her father, King Rowan, begged her to stay, but Elara's resolve was stronger than his worry. She dressed not in silk, but in traveler's cloth, and with only a satchel of bread and a locket of her mother's, she set off alone. The journey was not easy. In the whispering woods, the trees hissed secrets and twisted paths. Elara became lost until she heard a fox whimpering beneath a fallen branch. She freed the creature and tended its wound. Grateful, the fox led her through the woods to a glowing trail of stardust. Next came the Valley of Mists, where shadows took the shape of fear. Elara saw illusions, her mother fading, the kingdom crumbling. But she closed her eyes and sang. Her mother's lullaby echoed in her heart, and the mists parted. Finally, she reached Mount Ether. Wind howled across its icy cliffs. Her fingers bled, her feet slipped, but she climbed on, driven by love. At the peak stood the moonflower, silver and closed tight, its petals shimmering beneath the full moon. Elara knelt. "Please," she whispered. "Give me one tear. Let me save her." The moonflower did not open. Elara remembered the stories: the flower only bloomed for true courage. She stood, lifted her voice, and sang, not to beg, but to offer. She sang of her mother's kindness, the beauty of the kingdom, the love between child and parent. She sang not for magic, but for hope. The moonflower stirred. Its petals slowly unfolded, revealing a glowing core. A single silver tear formed at its heart and rolled down its stem. Elara caught it in her locket and hurried home. Back at the castle, the people watched as Elara opened the locket and let the silver tear fall onto her mother's forehead. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, Queen Seraphine drew a breath. Her eyes fluttered open. The kingdom erupted in joy. Elara, tired and tearful, wrapped her arms around her mother. From that day forward, songs were carved into the castle walls. The moonflower was planted in the palace garden, blooming with each full moon. Not for magic, but in honor of the girl who had proven that love and courage can wake even the deepest sleep. And so, Princess Elara's name was sung across the land, not just as royalty, but as a hero of the heart.